So we've just finished roasting the vegetables, and it took a little bit longer than an hour, but to get this kind of caramelization, as you can see, we have nice, there's a little bit of brown bits here, and I think our heat might have been a little lower than 350. I think we just turned it down, but you know, these things happen. And like I said, you always want to look at what you're roasting, check with your eyes, check with your nose, smell it, see if it's where you're at. That's what cooking's all about, right?
Yes, check with your mind.
Check with your mind. So we're going to put this in the pot, but before we do, I'm going to create a bouquet garni. So I have this piece of kitchen twine here, and you can get a big one if you want. Go to a restaurant supply, they have these. Otherwise, you can get smaller rounds of kitchen twine at the grocery store. So the bouquet garni is really just a way to put together all your herbs when you cook a vegetable stock, or even a bone stock if you want a bouquet garni in there. But we're going to just emphasize that in the veggie stock. So what I have here is a clean piece of leek, right? So make sure it's clean. And then we're going to add in all our veggies. And so this is some parsley. We're just going to put it right in here.
So you're basically fashioning this into a tube.
Yeah, or I like to say a canoe.
Oh.
A canoe.
But when you wrap it and finish it, it does become a tube.
Yes, or it becomes a bouquet.
Yeah.
So I like to think of it as...
It's a flavor tube.
Yeah, or a bouquet. Yeah, okay. It's funny how we all see things a little differently. This is a piece of celery, actually. These are celery leaves. I'm going to save this to maybe have with almond butter later. So I only don't need all of these celery leaves. This bowl has a ton of them in there. So I'm going to add this in. But I think what I might do first is add a little bit of thyme. So for this amount of stock, I don't need quite as much of this big sprig, but it really depends on, you know, the flavor profile you want to have. And then I have some marjoram in here. Where is it? There he is. So a little marjoram. Marjoram is related to oregano. So if you don't have marjoram, you can use oregano. And if you don't have either, then you don't have to use it, right? There's no rules. There's no rules here. In fact, you don't even have to make the bouquet garni. You could just throw the herbs in here. I just like to do it because I think it's pretty and it just kind of becomes part of the ritual of making broth.
Yeah, it's nice.
Would you do it, Jeff?
No.
Okay, so you see?
In a word, no.
Okay, so yeah, so anyway, don't listen to him because the bouquet garni is a good thing. So I just had to look down and get my bay leaf. So I like to use a bay leaf in my bouquet. And another thing that's really nice that you can add to your stock besides all of these herbs is some peppercorns. But I think we're going to skip that, aren't we? Like I said, there's no rules. We'll put a few in. So now you just take your string and then we'll just wrap it. And you can do it any which way, but I'm just going to do it crisscross. Make it look really graceful here. And if you're a florist or a crafter, this is going to be easy for you. If you're like me, it's going to be kind of, you know, it's going to look hard, but it's not. It's really easy, okay? I promise. So you just wrap it up and make sure that everything stays together. And I think I got to go up higher because this is why you won't do it, huh, Jeff? Because it's like crafts.
Yes, I prefer the arts to the crafts. Because
Okay.
I'm a horrific snob. I'm terrible. I'm a terrible person.
Well, you know, when Jeff's not cooking, he plays the drums.
Because I'm a beast.
Because
I'm
you're a
bruto.
musician.
I'm a brute.
Or bruto. Okay, and then I'm just going to put him back. So
That
this
was
is
beautiful.
Isn't that beautiful?
That
And
looks-
you
that
could
does
make
look
this
really
a whole
nice.
lot prettier. I swear to you, I've had students that have made these, and we do bouquet garni. You can have bouquet garni parties. In fact, for some of you, that may be very exciting. So anyway, now Jeff's going to
Should we
put in the
put this?
veggies. Yeah.
Yes, which is
So we're going to start
kind of
this.
exciting.
Yeah, this is really exciting. I'm actually going to turn on the heat. And
In they go.
so we're going to turn on the heat when the pot is dry right now. And the reason why we're doing that is because we're going to add a little extra flavor. So you just add this in here. You don't even need to add any oil. I mean, you could if you wanted to, but we're just going to put a little bit of white wine in here. Again, this is not required, but we're making this for the holidays, so it's sort of like a holiday stock. So I think it's kind of, I don't know, it lends itself to the holidays, right?
Yeah.
It makes it a little dressier. It's dressing up your stock. So I would say like about a 1/4 cup. And there's a reason why I'm not going to pour from the bottle. I have a gas burner here, and you don't want to be in the habit of pouring from the bottle because this is alcohol. And what happens when you pour?
Well, yeah.
What happens? Right? So accidents can happen. The flame can go into the bottle. It doesn't generally happen, but I like to just show the safe route. Pour it into a little container and then pour it in, and then we'll just deglaze. And now we're going to add this really sweet bouquet garni right in here. Don't worry about the string. Just put it right in, and then we're going to fill this with water, right?
Yep. I just want to do that for on a kind of a lower heat for this type of ceramic pot, but that just gives it a little bit of flavor. Then you put the water, and it does its thing over the next.
Its thing, yeah. And if you want to add more like minerals to it, you could add a little wedge of kombu, which is a sea vegetable, and then you get more minerals. We could add like the peppercorns, and there's lots of ways to go with veggie stock. So shall I fill this with water now?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay, so we're just going to turn the heat off for a minute. You'll hear a sizzle. Don't be worried. I'm going to add this all over.
What happened?
Nothing. I was trying to reach my. I have a. When we remodeled our kitchen, this is where the original sink was, and so we got this beautiful faucet, and you can pull it over and fill the pot, right? And of course, I tested its limit.
Oh.
It doesn't go to here. Okay.
We'll have to have that modified.
Yeah, please. Yeah. All right. So I'm just gonna fill this with water, and again, you don't want to overfill, or else you're gonna have a weak stock. There wasn't a ton of vegetables here, so I'm just gonna fill it so that you'll see here. It's only about 1 inch over. Vegetables do have a habit of floating to the top, so it's really hard to tell, but I pressed them down and it was about 1.5 inches over. So there we are. We're going to turn the heat on. And then we bring this to a boil.
Yeah. And then simmers, turn it down, simmer it 8 hours-ish.
Yeah, and again, 6 to 8 hours if you want to get as much minerals as you can out of it. And some people would argue with this and think that it makes the stock a little muddy. So oftentimes a roasted vegetable stock or raw vegetable stock, a lot of chefs will say 1 hour, okay, and that's it, and you'll get your flavor. It'll be light. You'll still have a little slight sweetness from the roasting. So if you're pressed for time, 1 hour is fine. If you want to let it kind of brew low and slow, then you can cook it a little longer like we do.
Sounds good. We look forward to arguing with people about the timing of that.
Oh, I know. There's so many arguments.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. All right. Well, anyway, happy cooking, everyone. We'll be back to show you how to strain later. Bye. Thanks so much for watching, everyone.
Subscribe.
Yes, subscribe to our cooking videos. We'll be putting a whole lot more on our channel, and so please visit us often. You'll even see some YouTube lives and techniques and all sorts of things that we have cooking up in the kitchen. So subscribe to our channel.
And we'll see you soon.
Yeah, we'll see you. Bye.